when you have low or very little stomach acid, you can't absorb a critical vitamin called B12. B12 is the critical vitamin needed for nerves to heal. What does pain from joints, muscles, or fibromyalgia or nerves have to do with mast cell? Could it be connected or is it absolutely not connected? If you already know you have mast cell, you have histamine intolerance, you have had some of these symptoms relating with pain and inflammation, type it in chat because you're validating yourself and other people as I'm going to go into some of the scientific fact. Dr. J, were there some comments you want to share?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was really impressed with the people connecting dots, or at least asking informed questions that they might be wondering about in the social media posts. As an example, Hope R literally just said, "I think my joint pain is
Yeah.
related to my mast cell, but no one will validate this. Can you please explain how my joint pain and mast cell go together?"
I absolutely can, by the way. Did you know that scientifically, when when the histamine molecule actually gets activated, it doesn't just go causing allergy symptoms, which we can also explain. But there's actually a histamine, what we call a pro-inflammatory pathway. So histamine will actually break down and drive down a pathway that actually produce inflammatory factors. So believe it or not, there are inflammatory factors in your body and throughout that when those substances are high, it causes pain. So we think about prostaglandins, there's arachidonic acid, there are all these intermediaries in your body that's chemically produced that actually causes pain, right? So what happens is that it is scientific fact that the histamine pathway will trigger the onset of increase in these substances and you'll get more joint pain. You'll get muscle pain. And it's not just swelling. And some people, it will be actual swelling in a joint or an area. But nerves are very interesting. I want to talk about nerves for a second. Nerves are everywhere. So nerves are in the gut. They're throughout your body, right? And a lot of people think musculoskeletal pain, and that's pain. But nerves themselves can cause a lot of pain. So can I give you guys a secret mechanism with which mast cell contributes to pain? Okay, I'm going to link these things, and it's going to go fast, but write it down. Okay. So here's the thing: you guys have learned from other trainings that I've done. People with mast cell activation and histamine problems, these allergy problems, the underlying core issue that is a missing link is they have poor digestion. And I'm going to repeat this, okay? Digestion is there to break down your food from bigger pieces to smaller, little, tiny pieces. When food is in really small, tiny pieces, they're highly absorbable, so nutrient rich. And number two, they're also less allergenic. So then if your digestion sucks, your food particles stay bigger, which means you absorb less. So you get a lot of vitamin and nutrient deficiencies. And number two, you develop a lot more food allergies. I've worked with thousands of people with mast cell histamine issues, right? There's not one person I met with that had great digestion. One or multiple or all the steps of digestion are broken in one way or other. And yet your allergist will never say something like, "Oh, I know something about digestion." Your GI doc won't know jack about digestion. Your Mayo Clinic won't know jack about digestion, but that is actually the holy grail. Now, here's how the digestion and mast cells linked to neuropathy. Ready? Ready?
Edge
Do
of
you
our
guys
seats.
If you want it, they want it. Do you want it?
Oh yes, there have been a lot of yes,
Tell me what
please.
you want. Tell me what you really, really want. Come on, Don. All right, I love this. So when you have poor digestion, one of the first steps that's broken in digestion is what we call acidification, which means stomach acid, right? And did you know that most people with mast cell, in fact, if not 90% or higher of them, have a problem with enough acid in their digestion process? First step. So when you have low or very little stomach acid, you can't absorb a critical vitamin called B12. B12 is the critical vitamin needed for nerves to heal. So now you can see how there's a connection between mast cell, poor digestion, and then as a result, severe vitamin and mineral deficiencies and nutrient deficiencies that will cause all these problems. So someone with mast cell, if they develop neuropathy, will not heal. Their nerves won't heal, and their pain perception will be 10 times worse because they don't have the critical factors like not just B12, but what about magnesium? What about iron, right? What about omega 3s? Omega 3 deficiency And I haven't gotten into that. Dr. J?
Yeah, I want to jump in here too because I'm gonna play the devil's advocate here and just
Oh,
kind of
come at
talk
me,
from the
bro.
other side
Come
of
at
it.
me, bro.
Well, yeah. So, hey, Dr. Maggie, I thought people had too much stomach acid. That's why we prescribe all these PPIs and
Yeah.
H2 inhibitors and all this other stuff, right? So, like, what's going on with that? Because you just said that people need acidification. Don't we have enough stomach acid?
So, okay, I'm going to ask the audience out there to play now. Everybody get ready to your keyboard. How many people went into their doctor with, I got heartburn and got prescribed either Zantac, Prilosec, or a medication to shut off their stomach acid and then developed their mast cell and histamine symptoms? Okay, don't let me tell you, you tell me. And this is what I see over and over again. And this is interesting. There is a huge rise in mast cell and histamine problems and food reactions because of the overprescription of Zantac, Prilosec, medications to shut off stomach acid. When the problem was never high stomach acid, the problem was, in fact, the opposite. These people had low stomach acid. And then we prescribe a medication that actually iatrogenically induces more food allergy reaction by killing off digestion.
And we're seeing lots and lots of people saying that is exactly what happened to me, my family member,
My
my mother-in-law,
mother-in-law,
my daughter.
Alicia, right?
Yep, severe. And so
Yeah.
this is a problem when doctors are trying to give you these medications to solve the issue, but then it's making it worse and creating new problems.
Look at this. I mean, we're just seeing like literally, guys, there's like hundreds of comments flooding in all different social media with people saying, I was put on Zantac, I was put on Prilosec, and then I developed mast cell and histamine intolerance. So what I'm trying to tell you is there is actually a severe, severe misunderstanding, mistraining, and I say full on negligence in the fact that doctors aren't trained on digestion, every step of it. So currently in medical school, they're teaching people that if you have heartburn, it's because you have too much stomach acid. Therefore, prescribe this medication. And then we are actually creating an epidemic of people with mast cell activation and histamine intolerance as a result of shutting down their digestion. We're seeing this. It's all over here, right?
Yeah. And
It's
people,
all
people
over.
are on this
Oh, so
for years. You're only supposed to be on these medications if you need them for a short period of time, right? And yet Jill is saying, been on it for 25 plus years and I'm having body wide problems.
Right. And that's just neuropathy. And how many of you have been told that your neuropathy has nothing to do with your mast cell or histamine intolerance? Your neuropathy has nothing to do with the food that you eat or your digestion. You guys know I'm a fan of the cursey word, so get ready for it. Okay? I think that's freaking bullshit. I'm the only person really talking about like these are the real solutions to solve this problem. And recently I've been invited to speak with restaurant groups and food service industry to really educate the food service industry around the topics around food allergens, digestive issues. It's interesting how, that's one of the biggest problems for people with mast cell and histamine intolerance is eating out. Eating
Mhm.
food and then eating out. That's almost an extra exponential layer to this. How many of you guys know what I'm talking about? Right? And so one of the things people don't realize is people with the focus is just on, oh my God, an allergic reaction. But most of the time, believe it or not, when your customers come in and tell you that they had a reaction to your food, I would say about 60% of that time, 50 to 60% of the time, it's not even an allergic issue. They have a digestive issue problem with the food. So digestion problems are just as rampant as allergic related food reactions, and they make the allergic food reactions like 10 times worse. Hi, and thank you for watching this video. If you're interested in actively looking for a solution to your problem and you'd like to work with us, I'm going to invite you to go ahead and click the link in the description to book a chat with our team. I and my team look forward to talking to you to learn more about you to see if we are indeed a good fit to work together. Thank you.